All right, welcome to the Moving Forward podcast. I just want to give a huge shout out to Rich, who did another military podcast with us. We just finished that interview. It's still popping in my mind. We've got Russell and Elasa here this afternoon to talk about being, they're former Trump supporters. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And thank you guys very much for coming to chat with us.
No problem. So we are Russell and
Elasa.
And we started the GrassRoots Yang Gang channel on YouTube. And like you said, we are former Trump supporters. And we were just recently covered in the LA Times and the Denver Courthouse News. And now we are stepping up even more, and we are moving forward. So it's great to see y'all.
Awesome.
So, lifelong conservatives. And we are very unpopular in our conservative circles right now because we have jumped ship to the Yang Gang. But you have to ask yourself, what would make two lifelong conservatives give up the security of a job, the financial income that we had, and give everything that we got to a YouTube channel dedicated to a man running as a Democrat?
Yeah, I feel like that must be the question that the LA Times was intrigued by. What's your answer?
Well, the answer is we've been putting the wrong solutions forward. When you listen to Andrew Yang, he says that Donald Trump was the wrong answer to the right question. And he's absolutely right. All I see in this country is more and more division. And, yes, I voted for Trump. But the longer that Trump's in office, the more he's pushing me back the other way, because it seems like the people who are still supporting Trump, who are just diehard Trumpers, there's a certain mentality that goes along with that. And I can't be a part of that anymore. And, I guess I would say I'm more of a libertarian at heart. Just let people be who they want to be. Let people do what they want to do, and stop interfering in everybody's lives. And then you see what's going on at the border. And, I understand his position. He's caught, and that's the problem. He's caught in a gridlock. There's nothing that's going to change as long as Trump's in office. And 4 more years of Trump will split this country apart. It'll split us apart. And I was so fed up with politics. I couldn't stand it anymore. It makes you sick to see where our country has fallen. And something amazing happened. Thanks to Joe Rogan, who I watch a lot because I think the dude is incredibly intelligent. He had an interview with Andrew Yang. And I sat there for 2 hours and I was spellbound. And I was like, holy crap. This is the dude that gets it. This is the guy that understands. This is the guy that sees the people who are like us, who GDP is not helping. We're those broke AF people. And I had never even heard of universal basic income. Probably because, in conservative circles, that's kind of a no, you can't talk about that, as I've come to find out. And I was like, oh, man, do you realize how much this would help millions of people across the United States? Thousands and thousands of homeless veterans. Why do we even have homeless veterans? Why? And now you're telling me that we can give these people $1,000 a month? Are you kidding me? The people who I see shopping at the Dollar General when I go, those people can use $1,000 a month. Bro, we are trying to get out the broke folk vote.
I love your passion. That's awesome.
It's awesome. Elasa, so, could you maybe describe to me, and I think that Yang talks about this a bit. I'd love to get into what what drew you guys to Trump in the first place? Because I think it's important for people like me as a progressive to understand that. I think I do, but it's going to be better coming from you guys. So talk about a little bit about why you supported him in the first place, and then maybe both of you can touch again on the transition, because I think I think you did a good job already, but I'd love to get into that more.
Well, the first thing that drew us to Trump was that he wasn't a career politician. So, and then it's still, he had the problems right, but then no solutions for any of the problems this country faces.
Sorry, little Yang Gang is coming into the picture.
Perfect.
Over here.
Love it. You want to say hello? Hello. You'll have to get on the Patreon to see the video, because that was adorable.
Right.
So you guys said something about the people who are still supporting Trump. There's a certain mentality, and that you find that to be unpleasant. What can you elaborate on that? What do you mean exactly?
Well, it's hard for me because I don't want to call, I don't like stereotypes. Okay. And so it's hard for me to throw it out as a stereotype, because, you know, I'm a person that voted for Trump. And one of the reasons that I voted for Trump was because Hillary Clinton was running against him. There was no way in hell that I was voting for Hillary Clinton and putting her in office. You know, I mean, so, and Donald Trump was supposed to be the outsider. He was supposed to be the maverick, the WWE superstar that was going to come in and take the chair to the swamp. And, you know, that kind of stuff gets you excited. You know, because gridlock that I was talking about, you know, and then you hear somebody on the opposite side, like Andrew Yang, saying, look, well, you know what? We can drain the swamp. Do you know how easy that would be? Let's give everybody 100 democracy dollars. And then that would wash out the money in Washington at a ratio of 6-1. If I voted for Andrew Yang for no other reason other than that one, I would vote for him just on that one. Because we got to get the lobbyists out of Washington, because they ain't helping none of us.
Yeah, very well said. So it sounds to me like what you're saying is Trump made a lot of promises, and you don't feel like he's even trying to follow through on them, but you believe Yang has a real plan to address those things.
Yes, because he's running as a Democrat because he knows that running as a Democrat is the only way that he's going to get in the office. He's already done the math. Okay, he's a smart dude. He said it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He was like, the way the country is set up right now makes it such that I have to run as a Democrat. But if you look at his policies on his website, this is coming from a conservative. Okay, if you look at his policies, they're kind of in the center. There's not really a whole lot on there that I don't agree with. Do I agree with all of them? No. But 90% of them, if you slap Republican on Andrew Yang, there wouldn't be much daylight.
That, to me, that is so incredible and awesome.
I completely agree.
Because I can't even contemplate that. But like the idea, though, but it is true, right? If you're, 70% of the people in America all basically agree on stuff, we're just being trained to disagree constantly, right? Whether it's on the wedge issues or whatever. The fact that there is suddenly a candidate that could pick, like, I'm going to go for this party, I'm going to go for that party, it wouldn't even matter. That gives me so much hope, because you're right, Russell. Like the things that we all agree on are fundamentally way more. There's way more of those things, those policy ideas, than there are the things that are creating this sort of dichotomous battle that we're all in all the time.
I mean, come on, you think about it. Do you think it's any coincidence that all this abortion stuff was happening right before the elections? No, they do it because it polarizes people and it gets people in their camps before the elections. That way everybody's going, rah, 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 no to immigrants, rah, 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 no to abortion. And the country gets divided and everybody gets in their camps. But then you hear somebody like Andrew Yang, who makes so much sense. Now all of a sudden it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, wow, you know what? Maybe we can look past these issues that are never going away. Abortion's, it's already, the genie's out of the bottle. It's not going anywhere. Gun control, it's not going anywhere. So let's look for the candidate who's got the most ideas to move this country forward as a whole. And he's bringing left and right together. And it's like your show says, we're moving forward, man.
Preach.
And that's what I love about the Yang Gang. The Yang Gang, like if you go into like, any of the Facebook groups, man, it's all about unity. It's all about people who are wanting to move human consciousness forward. It's not just about, you know, a camp that you're in. Or it's really cool to be part of the Yang Gang, which it is. It's the best gang in the world. But these are people that care about other people. Yeah. And you see it. It's displayed in their actions. Listen, man, if we didn't care about other people and we didn't care about getting this president elected, there wouldn't be people leaving $20.20 on a tip. And for people who used to work in the restaurant industry as servers, man, that is huge. Yeah, I'm going to go home and I'm going to look him up.
Yeah, I love that. Just for for people that don't know, there's a lot of people in the Yang Gang that when they go out for dinner now, they're leaving a $20.20 tip and just writing down Google Andrew Yang. It's become really popular, and honestly, I think really, really effective. If everybody in the Yang Gang went out and did that just once, we could double the size of the base, and this thing tends to go exponential because then somebody's going to find a Yang Gang a group locally or base camp or whatever, and you're going to see that the types of people that are in those groups are way too varied. None of this should be allowed or possible, right? I mean, all the progressive groups for all the candidates, because I cover progressive politics for another show that I do, and it's gross. Like, if you're in the Beto camp, it's Beto or bust. I'm like, you've seen that Trump is president, right? Like, you are aware of what the fuck is going on. And even Biden, not a fan in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to volunteer for Biden if he wins the nomination because Donald Trump is president, and this is not okay, right? So, but it's in almost every single one of those groups for most of the other Democratic candidates. You see at least a little bit of that, and then you go to the Yang Gang stuff, and I never see it. And like Yang has said intelligently, that all he wants to do is have his policies actually go, and if somebody else steals it, he's totally good to go. And I believe it, which is critical. So, Rio, what else should we ask Russel and Elasa here? Because I mean, I just want to wind them up and let them go because they're crushing this shit.
Well, I'd love to know what you guys think about some of the other candidates in the Democratic primary. I mean, would you also vote for one of them, or are you Yang or bust, or would you vote for Trump if the alternative was someone else? How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about the Democratic candidates? No. Okay, here's the thing. We're not stopping until Yang gets the nomination, so it doesn't matter. But
there you go.
If somebody did, in some universe, some parallel universe, did get the Democratic nomination other than Yang, I'm out. Peace out. But we are willing, right now, we are going to register as Democrats so that we can vote for him in the primary, because it's that important. It is absolutely critical, Yang Gang. Anybody that's out there listening to this, make sure your voter registration is changed so that you can get him through in the primaries. We have an opportunity to change this country, and it's right in front of us. And if we don't take it, I don't think we'll get another chance, because it wouldn't matter if Andrew Yang ran on the next election, because we are at situation critical right now. So if you can do something more, get out there and do it, man. The first rule of Yang Gang is always talk about Yang. The second rule of Yang Gang is always talk about Yang.
I like that. So, did you guys watch the Democratic debates by any chance? Did you see them?
Yes.
Yes, and we got video footage of that coming soon to our channel, GrassRoots Yang Gang. Please like, share, and subscribe. We love you guys.
So I take it you probably
we did, and it was.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It was amazing, like what we saw there when we went. Spoiler alert.
Democratic convention.
Yeah, watching it at the thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
we didn't get all of it.
we when we went to to watch it, okay, we get there and we walk in and there's like 25 Yang Gang members right there.
Nice.
And they're all like cheering us as we walk in the door, and we're like, yeah, this is the kind of reception. And once the debate started, now this was put out to Biden's.
Are we talking about the convention or the debates?
Are we talking about the convention or the debates?
Well, I asked about the debate, but both are fine.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, the debates. So once the debate started, we kind of take a little tally of who's there supporting who, and there was about 25 or 30 of us that came in, and there was like one person there for Biden, there was like one person there for Bernie Sanders, and like that was pretty much it. And one guy that was sitting with them was like, "Hey, your guys' enthusiasm is just crazy." He was like, "I want to look into Andrew Yang," and we're passing out Yang bucks. It's pretty awesome, man.
Cool.
So I imagine you guys probably agreed with Yang's closing statement when he said, "I'm the guy who can beat Trump because I'm actually getting former Trump supporters to back me. I'm getting independents. I'm getting libertarians." I assume you would agree with that. You think that, what do you think one of the other candidates would win, or do you think if someone other than Yang was nominated, Trump would win?
First of all, was Andrew Yang actually at the debates? Because it seemed to me like MSNBC was doing everything they could to make sure that Yang didn't speak. So let Yang speak. But I feel like this is his biggest task right now. He's got to get some donors in. People have got to donate to his campaign because he needs that. And we got to get on these polls that are coming out because we have to poll higher. And we got a video coming out on that as to which polls that you need to be concentrating on. So make sure that you tune in for that.
Unfortunately, a lot of the polls are calling landlines.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of
So yeah, get a landline.
Not that we don't love boomers.
Yeah, no, they're cool too.
Register as Democrat because they call the Democrats and some independents.
Yeah. Good call.
You've also, this is another big reason that you have to be registered as a Democrat, because a lot of these online polls, they make you put your Democrat stuff, your information in there whenever you go to vote, and it won't let you vote if you're a Republican. I ran into that last night.
All right, good note. Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even consider prepping in that way. Like obviously for the states like Florida, where they're closed primaries, you need to switch your registration over to Democrat to actually vote in the primaries. And of course, we recommend everyone doing that. But it's a really, really good point. They polling companies will not necessarily poll you, if you're even registered as an independent, let alone a Republican. Because honestly, if you're a Republican, nobody really cares what you think in the Democratic primary at this point, right? Right? So it's just not how any of the polling is going to get done. So to Russell's point, go register as a Democrat in whatever state that you're in and do it right now. Just on the off chance that one of these polling companies call you. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even if you're in a state where you can vote in the Democratic primary as an independent, that, registering Dem is still a good way to help Yang anyway, because of the polls. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And guys, I know you're trying to wrap it up. So one last note that we will say, on our channel, we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we are almost at that mark. We are up over 700 right now, and we are climbing. I mean, we've only started this channel like 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
And we're already up over 700 subscribers. And we're trying to get to 1,000 because we want to live stream the event in Oregon that's coming up this month.
The 13th.
And that would be incredible for the people who subscribe to that channel to actually have Andrew Yang right there in front of them. Because if you've watched any of our videos, you know how close we get.
That's awesome.
Front row seats.
That's good stuff. Yeah. So we'll, in our show notes, we'll include a link to go and subscribe to Elasa and Russell's channel. What's the name of the channel again?
It's GrassRoots Yang Gang. # Yang Gang.
I like it. I like it a lot. So Rio, do you want to? And honestly, I want to have you guys back. I think this is a thing that we should do on the reg, because you guys are clearly making waves, and I'm a huge fan of again, like people having seen the problems and thinking that Trump was a good idea because of the economic anxiety and the fact that Democrats keep talking about doing it and then don't actually do anything big. Like we'll try and nibble around the edges or whatever. We're not actually going to the core of the problem. And Republicans are just like, oh, you've got bootstraps, pull yourself up by them, right? So like the fact that somebody actually came in, even though he was lying out of his fucking face the whole time about what he would do, he's right about the problems. And Andrew Yang exactly is that person that is saying the same things to that. So having your guys' perspective on this is really, really cool. And thank you guys very much for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Stay focused, Yang Gang. One love.
That's awesome. Rio, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, just one quick question for you guys. When you're talking to other Trump supporters or people who are still Trump supporters, you're trying to convince them to back Yang. Have you noticed any specific arguments or points that you've made that have actually been effective?
You know what? And maybe one day my father-in-law will see this. Maybe he won't. But he's a lifetime conservative as well, and it's probably why we get along so much. And one night I finally just broke it down for him, and I sent him a text, and I was like, "Listen, man," I was like, "You have 1 or 2 bullets left in your political gun that you can fire, and heaven knows, I hope you have 100 more. But the fact of the matter is, you probably got 1 or 2 more. He's got health problems and stuff." And I said, "You better make sure that you at least do the knowledge on Andrew Yang, and make sure that you're not passing up a chance to make the lives of your grandchildren better. Because this is not just about us, y'all. This is about my kids and their kids. That's what we're fighting for."
Yeah, that's wonderful.
All right. I make a joke every once in a while. The second I start crying on the internet, I have to timestamp it. It's fucking 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Me too, brother. Me too.
I'm with you. I mean, that is extremely eloquently and perfectly put. Elasa, I think you were trying to say something, and I think the volume cut out. Did you want to add something?
I was just saying I'm the quiet one. He likes to talk.
I'm very loquacious.
I mean, you get points for loquacious as a word. I mean, I think you get points there too. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we're going to have the link to their YouTube channel in the show notes. Make sure you go subscribe to them, give them some likes, share their videos out all over the place. Obviously, if you're in Oregon, connect them with that, and they're going to be doing the Oregon Yang Ganger thing live, which is awesome. Actually, I'm going to tune into that. I think it'd be really cool. And yeah, anytime you guys have anything going on, I want you guys to let Rio or I know, and we'll promote it as much as we can. Because yeah, I mean, I what you guys are doing is really cool, man. It's really good, and it's awesome to have more people that are passionate about doing that exact thing. Like this is not even about us. Like either way, honestly, Rio and I are gonna be fine. Like we really will. Like the freedom dividend and the rest of it. Like we're actually doing pretty good, and we always kind of have been, right? But seeing what this will do for everyone else and what might happen generationally is fucking worth crying about on the internet. Sorry for swearing, because there might be a miniature near you guys right now. That's not what I want to do. But thank you guys so much for everything that you guys are doing. It's awesome.
Thank you guys for having us on.
Thank you.
We appreciate y'all.
All right. Rio, you got anything else?
No, just the same thing. Thank you guys. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Let's get Yang elected.
Y'all rock, man. We appreciate y'all having us.
All right. Cheers.